everyone, it's Carissa, hookedonbeauty.com. Today we're going to do a brief tutorial on Temptu Professional Airbrush Makeup and their silicone-based formula. This is actually the after. I just got done. We're going to do the foundation, we're going to do the cheek color, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the formula itself. So stay tuned, it's coming right up. Alright, before we get started, let's take a look at what we're working with today. That is my Temptu compressor. It's the S1. It's about 5 pounds. It sprays up to 40 psi, which I really don't use until I'm spraying the product through. If I want to get through some foundation, I've used a little bit too much, I want to hurry and get to the blush, then you can see me just spray that really hard into a tissue, but other than that you would never use that really on the face. I always keep some wipes on hand. You want to make sure the skin is really clean. I'm right now using the Simples facial wipes, which are great because they don't have oil in them. They remove all makeup, so everybody I see, they use those in their face and eyes so I can get a really clean surface. You want to work with plenty of tissue since you're always spraying into them. And then when I use a system, I like to use the whole system because I feel like it works really well together. So here's my Temptu concealer wheel. It has a great variety of colors, and it's also in a silicone-based formula, so it goes well with the foundation on the skin. And then here we have my foundation pack of the silicone-based formula, so you can see all of the shades in there, and they range from 1 to 12, and I haven't found anybody who's more fair than the 1, and I haven't found anyone who is darker than the 12, so it's a great yellow-based formula, covers redness really well. Today I'm working with 4, that's my shade, the Temptu 4. And it's all going to be in the silicone formula. And because we're using the silicone formula, I use their silicone-based primer. Everything is going to say SB, silicone-based. So I'm going to use the silicone-based primer on my face under that, which I don't show, but I'm already wearing that. And then I'm going to use their blush and highlighter kit. And these little packages, I mean, they last such a long time, and they're so great to try them all out and to really see what they've got going on in here. I love their highlighters. They have one called Pink Pearl, which is beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look ashy. It stands out really great. And all of their blush colors give the face a nice flush without being too overpowering. So that's what we're going to be working with today for Temptu. Alright, so I'm back, obviously with no makeup. And my hair back. You want to keep all hair off your face as much as you possibly can until you get really good at it to where you feel like you're not going to spray your hair and make a mess. But the systems are usually pretty easy and pretty pointed, and it's easier to do it on yourself than it is someone else because you can feel exactly where you're spraying because you can feel the air hit your face before the product does. So I've loaded up my brush with the number 4 Temptu silicone-based formula. I'm going to start up the compressor. So you're going to hear it get a little bit loud. So you always want to have a tissue handy. And what you do with the tissue is you spray it, so you push once for air, back for product. So you spray a little bit into the tissue so you can check the pressure. If it's completely blasting the tissue, you need to turn it down, so it's going to be blasting somebody's face and you don't need that much product coming out at once. If you find that it's just a light dusting of product on the tissue, you're not getting any splotches or anything like that, then you're ready to go. So that's where you start first. So I'm going to do my first pass, starting on the forehead. You can feel the air hit the skin. You want to be about 6 inches away. Pull back gently. Go in small circles, very controlled. Again, you can always feel where it's going. You're not looking for product, you're looking for positive changes on the skin. So you don't want to see, as you would a normal foundation, where you see it on the skin and you see where it starts to build. You really can't do that with airbrush makeup. So you just want to do one pass. You know the product's coming out. You look for positive changes. You look for redness going away. You look for discolorations going away. You look for improvements in the skin. Just little by little, build it up. I already used their concealer right under my eyes, the concealer wheel, but nothing else was on the face. So that's your first pass. You can already see a lot of the redness, a lot of the discoloration starting to go. I'm going to do another pass, starting on the forehead. And what I like about the silicone-based formula of Temptu's is that it's great on dry skin. I live in Denver. It's a very dry climate. People have dry skin. And this is always the product that I go to when someone complains of having dry skin, if they look a little bit flaky, just because this does sit so well on the face. It's also a really nice formula because it's unique. You don't have to use it with an airbrush. You can use it with a sponge, with a brush, or with your fingers. So if you've airbrushed them, they look great, they walk away, they scratch, and they ruin the finish of it, you can take a sponge or you can take a brush and you can fill that in right away, and you can maintain the integrity of the finish. Especially if you're on location somewhere and your compressor isn't handy and you really need to touch up, it's great for that. It's actually a lifesaver. Don't forget to do your neck. Always do your neck when you're using foundation like this. You don't want to see any sudden stop, you just want to see even. You want to hold it right here to get little veins, areas of discoloration, redness around the nose, anything around the mouth. I could probably do this all day on my skin, and you just look for it to go away. There. So that's as much foundation as I want to do, and I'm going to do a little bit of the blush. And I'm going to use it for my blushes and highlighter pack. And I love it because at the bottom you can see everything really neatly laid out for that. And I'm going to use the color Blush. That's the name of the color. It's original. Alright, so I'm just going to do a few drops in there. Turn on the compressor. And since I do have foundation in there too, I'm just going to turn the compressor up a little bit, and into a tissue I'm going to spray the product through so you can see where it goes from foundation to cheek color. So that's what you want to do when you're doing a continuous foundation, cheek color, eyes, highlighter. You just spray it into a tissue until the foundation runs through and until you see the cheek color, and that's how you know. Alright, now I'm starting to see the cheek color coming through. And that's how you know you're ready. So you turn your compressor way up just to spray something through. And then I'm going to turn it back a bit more so it's ready to be on the skin. And that's why this compressor is so great, because it has a lot of power. So when you need to do something like this, you need to spray something through, it needs to be in a hurry, you can turn it all the way up, you can spray the product through, and you can be ready for your next round. So start by hitting the air on your face, and then in small circles, I start high and go down low, go all the way down until you start to see a little bit of flushing. On the other side. It's very soft and very subtle, so you can add to it just a little bit more. And I like the cheek colors also. They're really easy to work with. They're really pretty on the skin. And also, if you find that you didn't get enough on the apples of the cheeks, or you want to build the color up, you don't have to use your compressor. Since you can put these on with your sponge, a brush, your fingers, you just take a little bit more of the product, dab it into the skin, and you can build it that way. So it really is a foolproof system. So this is the end result with my Temptu silicone-based foundation, shade 4 blush, in the color Blush, that came in these little kits that I use, and these will last a long time. For a professional artist, these could last you up to 6 months, depending on how much you're working. But I get quite a bit of use out of these, and I think it's great, especially the foundations, so you know what shades you can buy more of, and what shades you use the most in your kit. So that's it for Temptu Airbrush silicone-based formula. Thanks for watching.